SGC here, and we're back for first impression. Love, Season 1, Episode 1. This is an American romantic comedy web TV series created by Judd Apatow, and it's a Netflix original series, and it stars Gillian Anderson. It stars Gillian Jacobs and Paul Russ and everyone else. Check down below. So what's this about? So this series is presented as a down-to-earth look at dating and explores the male and female perspective of romantic relationships through the characters played by both Jacobs and Russ, Mickey and Gus. So, as the first episode, interesting. We get to see that Gillian's sort of love life with that dude that just comes into her bed and they do it. And it's just very like, oh, okay. And then you have the opposite of Gus, where he's like very like systematic and like organized. And then I guess that's sort of like what the rest of the season's gonna be like. Is she gonna explore her sort of what's it called? I don't remember the word, but it's just more like on the ball, sort of like, oh, very, very impulsive, versus Gus, who's gonna be all. So let's just refer to them as real names. I mean, sorry, I'm being difficult. So Mickey and Gus. So Mickey's very like impulsive, that's a word, and Gus is very organized, but then maybe they'll start shifting into each other's sort of realms where Gus is going to be starting being more impulsive, because that is what happened in the latter half of this episode, and Mickey is more of like, okay, let's just see this organization type of thing. So overall, it's an interesting first episode. It wasn't that funny. It is more down to earth type of thing, and I enjoy that. So it's just like, I'm curious to see where these people are going to go, versus I want to know, and that stands out for me. It just seems like they really yearn for a relationship, and I don't know if they know what they want. That makes me curious. There is some more of a sarcastic comedy in this. I enjoyed the first episode. It just really sort of makes you wonder, wow, that kind of life, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna grow? And type of that. So I guess the whole down-to-earth look is really there. So if you're down to it, to watching a sort of real sort of just how people deal with relationships in romanticism and all that stuff, check it out. I mean, it is Gillian Jacobs, and I actually haven't seen her anything since Community, so I'm really glad to see her. Or else I haven't seen him in anything, so that's kind of news, just to see what he brings to the table. I mean, with him being a co-creator, it's just like, oh, maybe in the future he'll have similar veins of what Judd Apatow does, and he'll start making films or whatever. So as a first episode, it's pretty just there. Take it. Just watch it, and you just watch it, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm curious. Now you're going to watch the second episode type of thing. So I think it's very easily binge, because you just want to know. Oh, maybe I am want to know. But I'm just like, not like, I don't really know how to express myself. It's not like, oh my goodness, must watch, but rather like, hey, I'm curious. So there's that lingering feeling, I think. So this series is created by Judd Apatow, Lesley Arfin, and Paul Russ. So there you have it. Did I really say anything? I mean, I enjoyed it for what it is, and it's very down to earth, so they got that down. So if you have seen it, that is it. Just you recommend it as well. I sort of recommend it, and I actually found out on my Facebook feed when someone compared this to Iron Fist, in a sense where like, this is so much better. Don't watch Iron Fist. And I'm like, okay, I will watch Love, just because you said that. Thank you, Robin. But anyway, that is it. And that is it for this first impression of Love, Season 1, Episode 1. Later.